Blur in. The element starts out soft and hazy, then slowly comes into focus, revealing itself clearly as if awakening into view. 2. Blur in from left. It enters from the left side with a blur that gradually sharpens, creating a dynamic reveal that feels both smooth and modern. 3. Blur in from right. The object glides in from the right, starting foggy and sharpening into perfect clarity, catching the viewer's eye naturally. 4. Blur in from top. The element drops in gently from above, blurred at first, then resolving sharply as it settles into place. 5. Blur in from bottom. Rising softly from below, it transitions from a foggy silhouette into a crisp, defined image. 6. Blur out. The image begins to lose focus, softly fading into a blur before disappearing completely. 7. Blur out to left. It slowly blurs and slides out toward the left, creating a smooth and elegant exit. 8. Blur out to right. The element dissolves into a blur as it moves out toward the right edge of the screen. 9. Blur out to top. It fades upward, blurring as if drifting into mist before vanishing. Number 10. Blur out to bottom. The element gently sinks downward while blurring out of focus and fading away. Hash. Bounce and motion effects. 11. Bounce X. The object playfully bounces left and right, adding a sense of fun, energy, and responsiveness. 12. Bounce Y. A vertical bounce that gives the impression of liveliness or emphasis, like a spring returning to rest. 13. Bounce Zoom Out. The element shrinks away with a bouncy recoil, as if it's being pulled backward by elastic force. 14. Spring. A lively spring motion where the object stretches slightly before snapping back into position, full of vitality. 15. Boing. A cartoon-like bounce that gives the feeling of playful exaggeration or comic energy. 16. Hop. The element hops gently upward and settles, adding a light and cheerful movement. 17. Lift. It elevates softly upward and pauses, giving the sense of floating or rising with elegance. 18. Pop-up. The element suddenly pops into view with bright energy, grabbing attention instantly. 19. Rebound. It drops slightly, then bounces back as if responding to an invisible surface below. 20. Jump. A strong single leap upward and down, expressing excitement or emphasis. 21. Jumping. Repeated rhythmic jumps that give a sense of motion, enthusiasm, or play. 22. Launch. Shoots upward forcefully, as if propelled by momentum, evoking speed and power. 23. Levitate. The object slowly floats upward and hovers, giving a calm, graceful lift. 24. Jitter jump. A series of small, quick jumps that give a sense of playful, nervous energy. 25. Elastic jump. The jump stretches slightly, then rebounds with an elastic snap, adding a dynamic stretch effect. 26. Squishy bounce. A soft, rounded bounce as if the object were made of something flexible and cushiony. 27. Bouncy drop. It falls quickly and bounces on landing, like a ball hitting the floor and rebounding naturally. 28. Bounce and top. The element enters from above, landing with a bouncy motion that feels impactful and friendly. 29. Bounce in bottom. It springs upward from below, landing firmly in view. 30. Bounce in left. Slides in from the left with a bounce that gives energy to the motion. 31. Bounce in right. Moves in from the right side and settles after a soft bounce. 32. Bounce from top. Drops from the top and rebounds once before coming to rest. 33. Bounce from down. Rises from below with a quick bounce to signal attention. 34. Bounce in from bottom. Springs upward dynamically into full visibility. 35. Bounce out top. Launches upward with a bounce before disappearing. 36. Bounce out bottom. Drops out of sight while bouncing slightly on exit. 37. Bounce out left. Moves leftward with a bounce that tapers off smoothly. 38. Bounce out right. Exits rightward, bouncing slightly as it leaves the frame. Clip and reveal effects. 39. Clip circle expand in. A circular window expands outward, gradually revealing the element from the center. 40. Clip circle collapse out. The circle closes inward, hiding the element into a pinpoint of disappearance. 41. Clip diagonal wipe in. The element appears with a diagonal sweep, revealing it in an elegant slanted motion. 42. Clip diagonal wipe out. It disappears diagonally across the screen in a smooth, clean wipe. 43. Clip grid reveal. The content appears piece by piece through a grid, giving a modern and segmented reveal effect. 44. Clip grid collapse. Each grid section fades or collapses in sequence, concealing the whole element gracefully. 45. Clip vertical split in. The screen opens vertically like a pair of sliding doors to reveal the element. 46. Clip vertical split out. The two sides close inward, covering the element completely. 47. Clip cross sweep out. Sweeps away in an intersecting cross pattern, creating a dynamic transition. 48. Clip burst circle. A circle bursts outward with energy, exposing the content beneath. 49. Clip diamond in. The element is revealed through an expanding diamond shape. 50. Clip diagonal slice in. A diagonal slice cuts across, uncovering the content smoothly. 51. Clip multi-step reveal. The reveal happens in several timed steps, creating a staged visual buildup. 52. Clip multi-step collapse. The element disappears in multiple collapsing sections for a layered exit effect. 53. Clip animate. A simple animated reveal that smoothly uncovers the element. 54. Clip animate wave. The content appears with a flowing, wave-like ripple motion. Dance and skew motions. 55. Dance top. The top of the element wiggles side to side like it's dancing. 56. Dance middle. The whole element sways rhythmically as if moving to music. 57. Dance bottom. The base of the element bounces subtly, giving the impression of motion rising from below. 58. Skew left. The element slants left, creating a sense of speed or dynamic tension. 59. Skew right. Tilts rightward to give a directional flow or perspective. 60. Skew in left. Enters skewed from the left, straightening as it settles in place. 61. Skew in right. Slides in from the right with a slanted cinematic entry. 62. Skew out left. Tilts left as it exits, giving a stylized retreat motion. 63. Skew out right. Tilts and slides rightward as it fades away. Zoom and flip effects. 64. Zoom in. The element grows larger from the center, drawing focus directly to it. 65. Zoom in left. It zooms in while gliding from the left, creating depth and movement. 66. Zoom in right. Comes in from the right and expands toward the viewer. 67. Zoom in top. Zoom in top descends from above while enlarging to full size. 68. Zoom in bottom. Rises upward while zooming in for a bold reveal. 69. Zoom out. The element shrinks back and fades, as if receding into the distance. 70. Zoom out left. Moves leftward while zooming out, retreating smoothly. 71. Zoom out right. Moves rightward while shrinking in scale. 72. Zoom out top moves upward and reduces in size until it fades away. 73. Zoom out bottom moves downward and shrinks from view. 74. Bounce zoom in. Zooms in with a soft bouncy effect that feels playful yet smooth. 75. Bounce zoom out. Zooms out while bouncing slightly to soften the exit. 76. Snap zoom. A quick, snappy zoom that gives an energetic pop. 77. Zoom out, rotate up, shrinks and tilts upward at the same time, adding motion depth. 78. Zoom ping exit. A quick pulse zoom before vanishing like a digital ping effect. 79. Zoom to target, focuses in directly toward a specific point or object. 80. Swing zoom, zooms while gently swinging side to side for a dynamic reveal. 81. Shock zoom, sudden and dramatic zoom for an impactful attention grab. 82. Flip twist zoom, flips and twists simultaneously while zooming in, giving a 3D effect. 83. Flip twist zoom hover, the same motion triggered when the cursor hovers over the element. 84. Flip twist out zoom, flips and twists outward while shrinking to exit. 85. Flip X zoom in, flips horizontally while enlarging into view. 86. Flip X zoom out, rotates horizontally while shrinking out of sight. 87. Flip Y zoom in, flips vertically while growing toward the viewer. 88. Flip Y zoom out, flips vertically backward as it zooms away.